Good day and welcome. In this session, we will continue developing our dynamic web site. In our previous video, we would have looked at how to go about applying basic format to our web page, as you would have seen here, and also to our table. Now, in this session, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up a very simple home page using a menu here, which is made from the list. All right, so we're gonna go straight ahead into the code. I'm gonna be creating something like this. And the idea here is that when we click on an item, it should open up a window, whether it's on the screen or in a new tab. All right. All right, so we're gonna get straight into this. So we're gonna head straight over to Notepad. All right, so first of all, we're gonna set up our HTML file. So it's gonna be a document of HTML type. Right. Let me just close my HTML tag right away. All right, so we're going to include a head. And also we will have a title. Call it home page. All right. Let's call it home page 1. And then, of course, we will have our body. All right, so inside of the body, all we're going to do is we're going to pretty much include the items that we want to be displayed on the menu. So we have, so on my menu, I want to have these options. I want add department. I want to view department. Also look up. Update. Yeah, so I'm just working with these options. So now, if you want to put include a home. All right, so these are the options that we are working with. And the idea is we're going to have them displayed across the screen. So first of all, let me just save so we can see what's going on. So again, everything will be saved in my htdoc folder, in the hotel folder that we would have created. So I'm going to call this one home.html. I'm going to save this. All right. I'm going to head back over to the browser. So I'm going to go to, all right, so this is what we have so far. It's, that's what our home page looks like. Automatically, the browser picks up on the home page and it displays it for me automatically without me specifying. All right. So let's continue with our coding so we can have it looking like what we had here. All right. So we have a very simple outline. Now to get the heading looking like what we have displayed, I'm going to try to display both of them so we can understand what we're doing. All right, so this is what we're trying to achieve over here. All right, and of course it's stretched across. All right, so first of all, we need to make this into a list. So we're going to be using the unordered list. That's the close of the unordered list. Now, each of these items is going to be a list item. All right, so this is our list. As you can see here, we have set our list. So add our li elements. And if we should refresh our page, you now notice that we have the items coming up as a list. All right. The next thing that we also need to add to each of these should be clickable. So we're going to make them into a hyperlink. So the idea here is that we are going to be using some amount of Ajax, that's asynchronous JavaScript. So we are going to have a situation where the page can be updated without having to be refreshed. So if we click on, say, add department, it will open up the window to add the department on the same page. And there are other options. So we could also choose to have the window open by itself like we have here. All right, so we'll look at how we can achieve both. So we're going to be adding the hyperlinks to this. All right, so the home, I'm going to start at the add department. So the hyperlink for add department is going to be, so we're going to add the A tag, that's A, and then followed by href equal to. So since I'm using Ajax, I'm going to be executing a JavaScript, a Java function that have the element display the object here on the same page. All right, so I'm going to be using the name of the function before I actually create it. So it's going to be href is equal to JavaScript. The function is going to be called add depth. All right. And of course, I will have to close my anchor tag. I'll close it right here. All right. So this will make add department clickable. Whenever it is clicked, it will execute the Java function add depth. All right. Also for home, href. All right. It's going to be equal to the very same page here that we are using. So it's going to be equal to home.html. All right. And we just need to close the anchor tag here, /a. All right. You can do the others. Also, if we want the link to open the document by itself in a window by itself, we can just say, do it just like we did with the home. Otherwise, we use the JavaScript. All right, so I'll just go ahead and add the others, and then we continue. All right, so now that we have added our H reference, all right, so we have added our links to our menu items. Let's look at what it is like in the browser. So when we refresh our page here, we'll notice that we have them all clickable. All right, I just have not added it as yet to log out. All right, so let's continue. So our next task is to apply some amount of format to what we have here. All right, so we're gonna be formatting the information here. We're gonna be using some CSS. So I'm gonna just scroll back up to the top, and instead, inside of the head tag, it's inside here. Oh, we have opened the head tag. We didn't close it. We need to close it. /head. All right, so inside of the head tag, we are going to create a style tag. And inside that style tag, we are going to be applying our CSS. All right, so we're gonna be taking it step by step. I'm gonna share both screens so you can see for yourself what we're doing. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna display all of these headings in line. So I'm gonna say I want to apply this style that I'm applying first to the li tag. So each of these are li element. So I'm going to just use a selector li. I'm going to say display inline. And of course, that will cause everything to be displayed in line. I'm going to float it as well to the left. All right. Save, refresh. Notice everything is now in line. So if we make the screen bigger, all right, you'll see it. All right. So going on nicely. All right, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be formatting the entire UL. That's the entire of the list. So it's going to be UL. All right. So the list style, I'll set the type to none. All right. Set our margin to 0. Padding to 0 as well. Overflow to be hidden. And I'm going to set a background. Set background color to burgundy. All right, so I'm using the hexadecimal number for the color, and we will see the difference here. All right, so there it is. Maximize. All right, so we come down nicely. All right, so we have set the background and so on. Now we're going to be formatting each anchor tag in the li element. So we're going to say get the li element and find the anchor tag. That's the clickable ones. And first, we're going to display them in block. Change the color to white. Center them. So they're going to be centered in block. I'm going to apply some padding. All right. And the text decoration is going to be set to none. All right, so let's see what we have here. All right, so they are more visible. All right, so just to get the log out in the midst, I'm going to just apply the an H reference. So log out for now. Just make it equal to number sign since we have not yet set up our login. All right. So logout is now in white. All right, and if we maximize this, we should be seeing our menu across the screen. All right. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is we're going to be setting the active tab. So which of them is considered to be active? We're going to be setting the home one as the active one. So we're gonna just create a class in home just to mark it as active. So here, we're gonna say class equal to active. And we're gonna just apply a little CSS just to show that we're at home. So we're gonna change the background of the home. So let's say active. Remember the selector for classes, we use a dot. So it's dot, whatever the class name, that's what we use to select the class. All right, and then for this, we're just gonna set the background. It's a background color. So I think this one is green. And we can have a quick look at it. So the background is green. All right. All right, so it coming on nicely. The next thing we're gonna do in terms of the format, we're gonna set what should happen when we hover over an element. So when we hover over an element, so we're gonna say li, and an anchor tag is hovered over. Once it's not active, so this doesn't apply to the active one. I'm gonna just change the background. All right, so this will change will only take place when we hover over the element. So it will not always be like this, only when it's hovered over. All right, and that takes care of our little menu, as you can see here. So we have a little black background and the elements are hovered over. It doesn't apply to the active one, right? As we would have indicated. All right, so this is what we're working with. And if you click on these, nothing really happened because we have not yet set up the JavaScript to handle the operations. All right.